Hello, welcome to my computer science internal assessment project video. I will demonstrate the functionalities of my system in this video. This is our login screen to our system. This system, basically what it does is calculate the cost of importing products from China. My client currently does that through Excel sheets and formulas, which are very tedious, prone to errors, and are very manual and time-consuming. This project attempts to streamline this process, and so we can see here that our login screen, if we enter some random words and letters, we see wrong credentials, try again. Once we enter our correct username and password, we can log in. And this is done using a hashing algorithm to store passwords in a hashed format instead of in a plain text format, increasing the security of this project. This demonstrates success criteria number 1. And so then we have our home screen, our project screen. Here we can see past projects. These are projects I used to test the system. And if we create a new project, we see our input fields, say our project name, our product name. Here we enter the parameters for the calculation, which are unit cost, incremental costs, the shipping container cost, the fee for shipping the products, how many units fit per container, our tax rate, and our exchange rate, which can be updated through this refresh rate button, which calls an API to get the live real-time exchange rate, which has now been set in this field. This exchange rate button demonstrates success criteria number 2. We can then add an exchange rate buffer to account for fluctuations in the exchange rate. We can now select a calculation type. We can either choose to calculate a price from a margin or a margin from a price. So if you wanted to know what price you need to sell a product at to get a 30% margin, you choose the first option. And if you want to know the margin you would have if you sell it at a certain price, you choose the second option. See, if we click between these two buttons, our input field at the bottom changes. This demonstrates success criteria number 6. Say we wanted to know what our price would be if we wanted a margin of 30%. We now go to the results screen. Here you see the project information, some of your input parameters we just entered, the results of your calculation, which show that our selling price would be 520 pesos, and the profit margin would effectively be 30%. Here you can save the project. This will take you back to the home screen. But if we now open the project again, we can see our pie chart, which shows a graphical view of the cost breakdown. If you hover, you can see what each section means. So this displays success criteria number 8 and success criteria number 7 for the results screen. We can export our results to a PDF and to a CSV as well. If we open the PDF we just downloaded, we see this visually appealing and very organized breakdown of the costs, which is basically the same as a results screen. And our CSV file simply has the value so that we can upload it to a to a Excel file or something similar. We can go back to home and see that all our projects are successfully stored and updated if we create a new project. So this demonstrates success criteria number 5. The ability to export these products in CSV file or PDF format, as I just explained, also demonstrates success criteria number 3. And finally, you can see that overall this project is very intuitive, has very few screens, and is very simple and effective for the user. No extensive training would be needed for a new user or a new employee to learn this system. And this demonstrates success criteria number 4. Finally, some future suggestions and modifications I would apply to this project are firstly the ability to import projects from a CSV file. So if we created a CSV file such as this one we just downloaded, we should have the ability to import this product here, so have a button for importing the project. Another functionality would be to merge the create new project and results screens so that we can make this live editor, so that when we change this in real time, we see the how the price or margin changes in real time. And finally, a project search functionality would be added for this existing projects list so that we can quickly and effectively search for a desired project. Finally, I want to demonstrate the validation in this new project screen. Project name accepts alphanumeric values. However, if we try to input letters into these numerical fields, we are not allowed to, and it does not accept these numerical values. If we try to compute without filling all the fields, we see please fill all numeric fields. If we remove the project name, something like that, it also asks us for a project name. And if we said something like 1,000 in the exchange rate buffer, this will also cause an error here, such as this. Exchange buffer should be between 0 and 1. So this successfully demonstrates that our project can validate inputs and can store all our previous projects.